Winning Shot family, man. Back with another episode. This is another episode this week. Aren't y'all happy? Are we back again? Man, Hundo Clark, John, listen, we back here to talk about tonight, week 2 of Unrivaled. I told y'all we was coming back. I thought I forgot. I told y'all I was coming back, man. Good, more stuff. I told y'all the list was fluid. So now I get the opportunity to tell y'all about my updated power rankings for week 2. Man, before we get into the power rankings for week 2, we got to go over the matchups. We had 3 days of games, the 24th, 25th, and then yesterday, the 27th. So, Hundo, man, let's get straight into these matchups. They already know how you're doing for this week because we had an episode yesterday. So we already chopped up about that, so we can get straight into the content tonight. Don't you love it? Listen, Friday, January 24th, the Phantom, my 16 from last week's power rankings, won a game against the Mist. Color me shocked, because I told y'all it wasn't going to happen. Right here on the pod, I said, it's not going to happen, Hundo Clark. So talk to me, man, about how the Phantom were able to win this game 74-69 against the Mist. Talk to me, man. What you got?
Man, we both didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
we both had the Phantom at the bottom of the list in 6th, the worst team.
Yep.
But then, I mean, coming into this game, no Sabrina.
Yeah.
I mentioned it earlier in the podcast, last week episode. It's like she was in Paris. She ended up being out for personal reasons, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
On vacation.
Vacation. Yeah.
So
you had 220 early, huh?
Hey. So definitely seeing that, I definitely thought, okay, the Mist gonna win, but then we found out no Jewel Lloyd for the Mist on Friday night.
True.
So
True.
That played a factor. But hey, shout out to BG and shout out to Sabali, man. They showed up and showed out, man. Both of them came to hoop.
Hey,
both of them came to hoop.
BG, I was in your head last episode. I said I needed more. And I guess you tuned into the Winning Shot podcast, heard what I had to say, and said, say less, John. I got you. Because she went fed. 14 for 18, 9 boards, 29 points. I said,
hey,
this BG?
Hey, 14 for 18. She was getting straight to the bucket.
Efficient. I said, now this is how you play as a 6'9" center. That's how you hoop, BG.
Bully ball.
That's how you hoop. I mean, straight buckets. And then Satu came and said, wait a minute. Don't forget me. 10 for 17, 29 points as well. 5 for 6 from 3. Yeah. And she still was, had a couple boards and some assists as well. Listen, like we said, I was shocked. I really had no faith in the Phantom. But it begs the question, because let me read these other stats from the Mist real quick. Rakia Jackson, 10 for 21, 24 points. Stewie had 27, 8 for 17. No, they didn't get them shots up. Both of them shooters. And as you see, volume shooters. It begs the question. Is Sabrina a part of the problem? She didn't play one game, and they caught their first dub with a season. I'm not saying it's a coincidence. However, if you know me, you know that I'd be like, listen, Sab in 3-on-3 has not necessarily been working that well. Me personally, when you got 2 dominant figures who can look like they play well off each other, did what they had to do. Everybody eats, B. Hunter, what you think, man?
I think on the offensive end, with Saab, it definitely changes the game plan. And it changes the spacing on the floor as well. But sure. I think, me personally, I'm not too sold on Sabali. Me personally. So
that's real. I can feel that.
I don't know.
You talking about in 3-on-3 or just as a player in general?
More so in general, but specifically in 3-on-3.
Okay.
But specifically in 3-on-3, while she's out there, too many threes for me personally.
I mean, she hitting them though. 5 for 6. That's efficient.
Let's wait, because she did play again. They had another game. They have another game.
They have very next night. We'll get to that in a second.
But just going off what you said, back to Sabrina,
Yeah.
I definitely, like I said, I think she changes the game plan offensively.
Yeah.
She definitely has to get her shots. She tries to get other people involved. But I think it's more so of a problem defensively.
Yeah.
I think she's more of a defensive liability than anything. Like you said, with BG and Satu, and with the other team on the miss, like a lot of volume shooters. Sabrina's a volume shooter. She got to get her shots up. So if she on, she on. If she off, it just look bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think if she comes back, I think they'll still be fine. I don't think they're like win the 3-on-3 tournament or anything, but
that's real.
I think they'll be able to compete. And you got to think too, Mabry hasn't been playing either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That adds another shooter, that adds another ball handler, somebody who can facilitate as well. So we haven't really seen them at their final form yet, but I still don't think at their final form there. Like I said, I don't think they're winning it all.
We'll touch on this a little bit later, but that put the Mist at 0-3. And they had a surprise addition come in with Nalissa Smith from the Fever.
Yeah, we got to talk about that too.
We got to talk about that too a little bit later because that was a shocker to me. I said, what? You weren't invited. But anywho, we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
You weren't invited. You weren't invited.
Next game, man. That same night we had the Laces who were 2-0 entering into that game versus the Vinyl. We were also 2-0 before entering that game. And that's a big matchup to me. You had talked about previous because entering into the week we had 3 2-0 teams and somebody had to take an L. As we saw, it was the Vinyl. The Vinyl wound up taking that L 83-79. Closer game, very close game. The Laces led in scoring by Miss Tiffany Hayes. Now, Miss Hayes. I'm clapping. Because I said, me personally, I was like, I don't know if I really trust it. I don't know if I really trust that lineup. But you came out, you hooped. 4 for 8 from 3, 11 for 19 from the field, 26 points. Kayla McBride, another one. Now, I shouldn't be as shocked, but I was. 22 points, 7 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. And then AT. I mean, oh my gosh, just continuing to be great. Almost had a triple-double. Excuse me. 14 points, 12 boards, 5 for 9 from the field. I mean, bully ball per usual. I mean, she gonna get to it. She gonna get to it by any means necessary. And then I'm gonna go and clap while we say her name. Let me tell you something. The star of, in my personal opinion, of the weekend, Kate Martin. Kate Martin, remember the name right here, right now. Listen, Kate Martin from Iowa, if you don't know, played with Miss Caitlin Clark. And a lot of people were just like, she came to the league and people was kind of like, she got drafted by the Aces. The Aces loved her. She's had the opportunity to come into this 3-on-3 Unrivaled, man. And I have been thoroughly impressed by this young woman. She has been hooping. I ain't even gonna hold you. She has been hooping. She has shown me something. I was like, I didn't know you had it in your bag. But you do. And I'm glad I'm able to watch it, man. She had 11 points in that game, man, and a part of that dub against the Vinyl, man. And she, like I said, she just been hooping, bro. And don't get me wrong, it was a very close game because the Vinyl have a very good team. Mama Hamby, 9-15, had 18 points, led that team in scoring. Ryan was 6 for 12 from the field, 16 points. Arika had 16, 5 for 12 from the field. Canada had 14, 6 for 11 from the field. And then Ray had 11 points, 4 for 6 from the field. And then the Boston had, 4 points, 2 for 3 from the field. Very close game, Hunter. What kind of insight can you provide to me, man, on that game and what you thought when those two titans of undefeated 2-0 teams clashed?
Yeah, coming into the weekend, man, I had the Vinyl as my top team.
Yeah.
They let me down. They let me down this weekend, boy. Yeah. But like you said, shout out to Tip Hayes, shout out to Kayla McBride, man. They've been hooping. Both of them been hooping this whole Unrivaled season so far. Yeah. Like in all the games, like they've been hooping, they've been consistent, they've been steady. They get to their spots. They both play defense. They don't back down from anybody, as you saw against the Vinyl. Like you playing against Ryan Howard and you playing against Arike. Like two dogs. Now, granted, Ryan got banged up towards the end. She collided with AT and after a loose little rebound, but yeah, the Laces, they're finding ways to win.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen Jackie Young yet.
This is still true.
We haven't seen Jackie Young yet.
And they're undefeated.
We haven't seen it yet. So shout out to the Laces, man. They got a young coach too. I think they say he's like 27.
Yeah.
So bro is young. And they finding ways to win.
Get it done. That's facts, bro. That's facts. I definitely thought it was a good game. I watched that game because I wanted to see who's gonna come out, man, on top with, like I said, with those two undefeated teams. And that pushes us into Saturday, man. Set up some good matchups for Saturday night with the Rose playing the Mist. And if you didn't know, the Rose also needed some wins coming into that game because they were 0-2 coming into that game Saturday. And then the Mist definitely needed to win because they were 0-3 coming into the game. So we had two winless teams that were coming into that game. So somebody had to catch a win, right? Well, y'all know my Rose took that one. Y'all know I told you I was a fan of the Rose coming to this. And the Rose went ahead and sent the Mist on home with another L. Made them girls 0-4. And Jewel Lloyd came back for this game. They had all their players besides Dejanay Carrington. Stewie came back again, strong night, 20 points. Jewel came back strong, 13 points. Aaliyah Edwards had 14 off the bench. And then Rakia had another 10-point night. But then, of course, you had the Rose, man. Shout out Miss Copper. Shout out Kai. 18 points. Shout out Luxie Hall. He had 19. Efficient 8-11 from the field. Miss Stevens had 16, 5 for 10 from the field. Angel has 6 boards, 4 points. And then, of course, the point guard, always being the point guard. 7 boards, 6 assists, and 12 points. Very efficient night from the ladies of the Rose. Analysis, Hundo. How do you feel about these two winless teams? Unwinless, that's not the correct terminology. Winless teams coming into this game, and how do you feel about the Mist catching yet another loss?
Coming into it, like we said, both of us picked the Rose to win this game.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the Mist going 0-2 on the weekend. We definitely thought it was going to be the Phantom. But just looking at this game specifically, shout out Lexi Hall. Big Lexi. She was cutting without the ball, moving without the ball, getting to her spots, just moving, active. She got minutes, and she showed up. She showed out with those minutes. Yeah. Angel got in some foul trouble, but Zora Stevens came in off the bench, and she played big with Angel getting in foul trouble.
That's true.
That was a big win for them. For the Mist, like you said, they had everybody except Dejanay. You got to find a way to. Too much talent on that team to lose again.
Got to get something together. Got to figure it out. Let's see if they figure it out during the rest of that weekend. Listen, the next matchup that same night was the Lunar Owls and the Phantom, and I think we both know who we picked that night because it was quick. It was like, oh yeah, Owls, without hesitation, and we were correct once again. It was a blowout, 82-58. I mean, the MVP of Unrivaled, as well as the co-founder of Unrivaled, continued to show her dominance. Like I told y'all, she really just created this lead so she could just hoop and have fun. Like, she was like, oh, Miami is a great vacation place, and I can also hoop. 37 from Miss Collier. 18 boards. I mean, she really just... How you create a league game and give your sister MVP of the league? How'd that work? She said, yeah, it's too easy. Alicia Gray, she said, wait, I got you, sis. 21 points, 5 boards. Then Skylar said, wait a minute, don't leave me out. 16 points. I mean, hooping. Yeah. The rest of the team don't really got to do too much. Courtney Williams and Shakira also, I mean, they just kind of just like, I'm going to shoot, but we got the MVP on my team. I don't got to do too much. And on the other side of the court, we got BG. She kind of let me down. Went from 29 points to 10. 5 boards. I mean, kind of a big drop off in the next night. So I wonder what happened. Natasha Cloud, 4 points. Satu, still decent. She was 9 for 21 from the field, but she had 19 points. And then Heidemann had 18, 7 for 13. She was efficient with her points. And then Mulberry didn't play. Marina Mayberry did not play again. Mayberry. Yep. And then Sab still in Paris. So, I don't know if we got to say too much about this game. The outcome that we expected happened. The Lunar Owls continue to show their dominance in this league, and then the Phantom continue to show that they're not even I can't even call them streaky because that wasn't you can't start a streak with one win. So they just had a one-off. They had a one-off, Hundo. So anything you want to say about this game?
Hey, shout out to Fee, man. She been hooping, like you said. Don't gotta go too deep into it. You can look at the numbers and see. Very skilled, built for 3-on-3, and also on the Phantom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heidemann, man. She been on a couple of teams so far on the Phantom. She played with the Laces on Monday night. So shout out to her just for being versatile, being willing to go on these different teams and suit up, whether it's for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And just getting that run, getting that cardio in, getting ready for the season.
Cardio. Now that's real. That's real, man. That's real. Man, like I said, you really got these underdogs playing these big roles, man, and it's dope to see them do that. Especially like I said in this league, because everybody has the opportunity to showcase their skills in a different way. And like I said, kind of with Kate Martin, man, she's really been coming out making a name for themselves, and that really helps them. As Kate Martin, I believe she went going to the Valkyrie this upcoming season. And so giving her opportunity to show her new coach, her new teammates, all of that, what I'm saying? Maybe she can even start this upcoming season. So, really, just like I said, as we talked about last week, this league and Unrivaled was really giving a lot of these women the opportunity, these free agents, to show people, teams, execs, and we'll get into this a little bit later, how this is already affecting the W for this upcoming season. Mm-hmm. The last two games, we'll talk about Monday, man. The Vinyl were coming off a loss, and they went on to play the Lunar Owls, who are hot. They were undefeated coming into that game. The game was a good game. It's close. 10-point victory for the Lunar Owls, who stayed undefeated at 4-0. We got, of course, the MVP, Miss Collier, 19 points, 17 boards. I mean, she's killing the glass. Killing the glass. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for paying your board tax, Miss Collier. We appreciate it. Alicia Gray, once again, 19 points again. And then Skylar, once again, a consistent 16. I mean, they just continue to hoop, bro, and hoop consistently as a unit. Everybody continue to do the same thing and do their role. Everybody know their role and excelling in it. You feel me? And then, don't get me wrong, the Vinyl tried to keep it close. I mean, they had, 12 points from Enrique, 14 points from Aaliyah Boston. Canada had 14. Now, the shocker was Miss Howard, man. She went 2 for 10 from the field and only had 7 points. She had an off game that night. And, to play winning basketball in this kind of 3-on-3 competition where everything's fast-paced, it's hard to have a bad night. And somebody else has to step up if you do. And no one really stepped up to the plate where she usually hoops at. And I think that's what really caused them to kind of lose this game. What analysis can you provide, brother?
And we talked about that also last week about their bench. Like, I had joked around about, like, we're here to see the starters. Yeah. But, like, when you have a night like Ron had, somebody else does have to step up.
That's right, brother.
Yeah. They gotta figure something out. They definitely was dealt a tough hand this weekend. Yeah. Facing two of the other undefeated teams. But yeah, I definitely thought I didn't see them going 0-2 this weekend. I definitely thought they could have got one of these, at least one of these. But yeah, and then no Hamby for the Vinyl too. So we see how important she is for them down low, whether that was, guarding Fee, trying to slow her down, try to contain her a little bit. That definitely probably would have helped.
That's true. That's true, brother. Like you said, I mean, Fee just has been unstoppable. I mean, nobody's been able to stop her all season. So I don't know who's going to take on that task for the rest of this season as we'll kind of look into these upcoming matchups here this upcoming week. But the last matchup for this past week, man, was the Laces versus the Rose, and I had some high hopes for the Rose, man. I just really expect these women to come in because as I discussed with you last week, bro, they got the pieces. I mean, you got the point guard, you got Angel Reese. Now, both of them got to be on. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Kai too. Kai, I'm not dismissing you at all from this team because clearly you're the one that should be starting as their third option. And so, close game once again, but the Laces once again came out on top, man, 71-64. We had 17 from Angel Reese, so she had a strong performance that evening, 7 boards, 18 points from Miss Sykes, as well as Kai and the point guard were off that night. 3 for 14 from the point guard and 3 for 12 from Kai, 89 points respectively. And of course, the Laces, Caleb McBride once again hooping. 31-9. Then you had Tiffany Hayes once again hooping. I gotta clap it up for y'all. 2 strong games this past weekend from both of y'all. 24-11 from Miss Hayes, man. I mean, Kate Martin again. Did what she need to do. Role player, 6 boards, 7 points. Did what she had to do. Hundo, any analysis from this game, brother? As the Laces stayed undefeated.
Yeah, and like I said, finding ways to win. They did it without AT, without Jackie Young. AT didn't even play. Remember I said Heidemann suited up for them? Mm-hmm. She played a couple of minutes. I don't think she really did much of anything, but she provided some good minutes to give somebody some rest. But yeah, Caleb McBride and Tip Hayes, that's the story.
That's it.
That's the story. They hooping. They playing at a very high level.
Getting to it. I'm telling you. And I think that's a great segue because as we move into this next week, we got to give our power rankings upcoming. Now, y'all saw the power rankings from last week, and I told y'all that the list was fluid. So here it is. I already got my top 6, man. Let me read y'all off the standings as we move into this 3rd week of the Unrivaled League. We still got 2 undefeated teams, the Laces and the Lunar Owls. We have a 2-2 team in the Vinyl. We have a 1-2, 1-3 teams, 1 in the Phantom, 1 in the Rose. And then we have a winless team in the Mist. Surprise, surprise. Did not think that they would be at the bottom over the Phantom, but here we are. So, Hunter, you want to give your top 6 first for this week? Man, I know I went first last week. So, what you got?
Yeah, I'll start it off, man. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way to the top again.
Okay.
At 6, as much as I hate to say it, you got to put the Mist. I honestly think that they are a better team than the Phantom. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. They shouldn't have lost that game, but they did. Head-to-head games matter. So I gotta put them 6. At 5, I'm gonna go with the Phantom. 4, I'm gonna put the Rose.
Okay.
3, Vinyl. Even they shouldn't have lost both of them games. Bro.
Yeah.
At 2. I'm gonna have to go Laces. I'm gonna have to go Laces at 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go Laces at 2. We just haven't seen them at full strength yet.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Jackie Young. I assume AT will be back relatively soon. But when they get Jackie back, she might be back this week because they do have to play the Lunar Owls this week. In week 3. So she might come back. I know she's been practicing and shooting around with the team. So we'll see how they look when they get fully healthy. And then, number 1 team, Lunar Owls. You gotta put them at number 1. You said, Fee playing at an MVP level. Skylar doing what Skylar do. Alicia Gray doing what she do. That's a solid 3. Like you said, the bench doesn't really have to do too much.
Yeah.
I still stand by Shakira Austin staying home. She should have stayed home. She ain't been doing nothing.
Hey,
she on vacation.
If I get me a little ring or a little championship from this,
I'm cool with
it. Give me a little extra bonus for winning the championship with this team. Don't mind if I do. I only got to shoot a couple of shots a night. Nah, I like that list, bro. That's a great list, bro. Great top 6. We were in school, bro. We always talk about this thing called plagiarism. And you don't want to plagiarize anyone's work. You know what I'm saying? But you can still use their idea or use kind of what they say as long as you cite your source. So this is what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to cite my source. Shout out to Hundo Clark for his wonderful list. I loved it so much. So I'm going to cite him as my my example for my list. And I'm going to give you the exact same list. So my top 6 are as follows. I'm gonna start from top to bottom. The Lunar Owls, number 1. I think that nucleus is just crazy. Fee, as Hundo already said, MVP level. Laces, number 2. I mean, once again, Kate Martin, Caleb McBride, Tip Hayes. I mean, them ladies hooping, and they're both undefeated. So I mean, they gotta be 1 and 2. 3, Vinyl, they 2 and 2. Like Hundo said, should they lost both games? Probably not. Did they? They did. So for me, I'm gonna do this. They're 3 for sure still, but right behind them, I got the Rose, just like Hundo did. I think the Rose, man, they're missing something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's team chemistry off. I don't know if it's just like, like I said, when you're in a 3-on-3 team like this, when somebody lacks, somebody has to pick up that lack. And I think this team's issue, a part of it, a lot of it is when someone lacks, there's no one to pick up that slack. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's a part of their issue as well. And then when they get down, they already down, and it's hard for them to come back. And same thing with Hundo. As much as I hate to say this, I gotta put the Phantom above the Mist at 5 and 6. That's absolutely insane. I didn't think I'd be saying that. Like Hundo said, I mean, you would think this team would be winless and the Phantom, but they won a game. Surprised me. And the Mist also surprised me, winning no games. So, I mean, that's my top 6 going into this third week of the Unrivaled, bro. And I think it's a great movement and segue because we got some great games coming this weekend starting on the 31st. Starting off with the Phantom and the Rose, brother, 7:15. Let's talk about this matchup a little bit because, as I just said, these are 2 1-3 teams. And I don't know, I'm like, is this just scripted? Because it's like all these teams keep playing. Like, we get some kind of like narrative that we can kind of push in towards going into the game, bro. Both of these teams coming in are 1-3. Will BG turn back into that 29-point shooter that she was the other night against Angel Reese? Or will the point guard turn it up again and lock in and lead the Rose to their second victory of the season? Hundo, man, what are your thoughts going into this 1-3 matchup between these two teams?
I'm definitely looking to see if the Rose are able to figure out their lineups. That was something that we talked about last week. Like they got to figure out their rotations. They got to figure out their lineups. Figure out who plays best together.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling social media yesterday. People were talking about Angel Reese and Chelsea Gray trying to figure out how to play with each other. It's just like we gonna see. I definitely like the Rose in this game. Point guard, she just different, man. She just different. If you saw that game that they won, she was in the huddle. She took the clipboard from the coach and said, "I got to play. let me draw the play. This gonna be the play right here. All game.
Yeah.
Got the ball, got the her spot, and hit it. So I think just having that extra coach on the court is a big difference. I think they're gonna figure out a way to beat the Phantom.
I agree with you, brother. I still don't have any faith in the Phantom. I know they won that one game last weekend, but I just can't put my faith in them girls just yet. Them women, excuse me. I think the point guard comes out, and Serena might be back for this game, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think that the point guard, I think Angel Reese can. I mean, she may not dominate. I don't think she's gonna dominate BG by any means necessary because BG still got a hold 6-7 inches on her, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think she's gonna try to fight. And I think that, they Rose going to come out victorious. Kai, I don't know who's guarding Kai, but I don't know who going to be able to guard Kai. So I think she will be able to get hers. And like I said, I think that they will have to be on. I mean, Satu's on the team, but I think that the Rose have to be on. If the Rose are not on, you leave the door open for opportunity. And I think that the Phantom, they're not good. And so if you get a lead, it's easy to keep that lead on them. But the point is getting a lead. And that's always been the Rose problem this season is getting a lead. So I think that we gotta start out strong, man. Start out strong, hit our shots, and I'm still taking Rose to win this game.
Definitely.
Next matchup, undefeated Titans, 2 4-0s, heavyweight fight. I mean, I think we should have said this was Saturday night where everybody could tap in, but it's all good. Friday night 8:15, Lunar Owls, laces. They gonna lace it up. I mean, we gonna see what it's really talking about. I mean, the MVP, Kayla McBride, Tip Hayes. You feel me? Skylar Diggins. You feel me? Kate Martin, you feel me? I mean, we got to hoop. Let's see who really bout it. Alicia Gray, I mean, Courtney Williams, I mean, this is what's taking me out, Hundo. Imagine if Cameron Brink hadn't got hurt. She was supposed to play on this team.
Yeah.
That would have been an insane, little switch up. Okay, Fee get tired or Alicia get tired. I'm just bringing Cameron Brink and have her hoop, bruh. They would have been even crazier.
Yeah,
and they're already undefeated without her. I mean, so Hundo, how you feel with going into this matchup? Hear what I just told you. Who you think is gonna win?
The matchup that I'm gonna be watching, AT versus Fee. AT versus Fee, because AT gonna bring it.
Yeah.
AT gonna bring it. I know Fee been hooping at a high level, but if AT can draw some fouls on her, get her
Yeah.
out the game, because AT coming downhill. She coming right at you, going straight at your chest,
Yeah.
trying to put you in the basket.
Yeah.
So we gonna see. I'm definitely gonna be watching that matchup between those two. You look at them throughout the WNBA season the past couple years, both in the MVP conversation, both in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. So these are two of the top players in the WNBA, two of the top players in this league, in the Unrivaled league in itself. So I'm definitely gonna be watching that. But in the game, I think I'm gonna go laces. I think Tip Hayes not gonna back down from Skylar.
For sure.
Kayla McBride on both ends gonna make it tough for Alicia Gray. This gonna be a great game. But I'm gonna go laces, man. I'm gonna go laces.
And I'm gonna go the complete opposite, brother. I'm going with the Owls. I mean, everything you said, I believe and I agree with, brother. But Fee hasn't been stopped yet, and I don't foresee that being the case on Friday night. I think that she's going to be the difference. I think that as much as AT going to try to bully her, as much as Tip and Kate and Alicia Gray, I think all of them. I think these ladies are going to do well. And Kayla McBride, excuse me. I think these ladies are going to do well. But that nucleus, like I talked about, Skylar, Fee, and Miss Gray, I think they're going to get it done.
And I will add too, like outside of Shakira Austin, outside of Kate Martin, both of these are veteran teams.
Yeah,
they got vets throughout the lineup. You look at Courtney Williams coming off the bench.
Yep.
Like I said, Tip Hayes, Kayla McBride, AT, even Jackie Young. If Jackie Young plays,
that's a difference. That is a difference. However, I'm going to still take the Owls. I think it's going to be closer if Jackie played, but I think I'm going to go Owls still. I don't know, man. It's just something about Fee, the way she hooping right now. And knock on, I ain't got no wood to knock on, but she ain't had an off game yet, even on every game. So if you go into the game and have an off game, I'm sorry. But I don't foresee you having an off game, Miss Fee. So I'm going to stick with that thing going into that, man. Going to the February 1st matchups, brother, we got the 0-4 Mist against the 2-2 Vinyl at 6 p.m. As we said, I don't know how to miss 0-4. I do know, but I mean, it's hard to believe. The Vinyl, they shouldn't have lost 2 games last week. So both of these teams, I think, coming into this week with something to prove that either I shouldn't be 0-4 or I shouldn't be 2-2. So who do you think comes out on the top in that victory? With a victory, excuse me.
The Vinyl really hurt me this past weekend, losing both of them games, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust them, man. Yeah. I know I talk highly of Ryan and Enrique being two of the best guards in this league, especially in 3-on-3. Like, they supposed to be cooking every night.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting no double teams.
Yeah.
You're not really no help side defenders sliding over to protect the rim like that. You gotta cook. But then, like you said, on the other hand, you got the Mist that's 0-4.
Donut.
Looking to get a win.
Cream.
I don't see the Mist going 0-5, man. I can't imagine that happening, dog. Yeah. Stewie not going for it, Jewel Lloyd not going for it, bro. I don't see it happening. So I think the Vinyl going to lose again, 3rd straight loss. And I'm gonna go with the Mist, man. I'm going with the Mist.
What buddy from College Game be saying? Not so fast. Listen, I know you said you can't see them going 0-5, but Saturday night you're gonna see them go 0-5. I'm taking the Vinyl. I think Miss Howard, like I said, she had an off game. It wasn't like it was not like her. It was not like her. I think she comes back, man, rights the ship, and is the leading scorer and helps her team get back to victory. She was talking her cash the first 2 games, and I think she wants to do that again. I think last week kind of pissed her off, and she lost 2 straight. I know it's the Mist, and like I said, I know they got some good players, but I don't know. I think that AB, I think that she comes back as a great role player, coming off the bench, and helps them solidify that. And then, like I said, Miss Howard, she takes care of the starting lineup and gets them that 3rd win of the season.
Hamby should be back too. She missed the last game for like personal reasons or something, but
Yeah.
she should be back.
Is she back?
So
I can almost guarantee a dub.
I don't know. Man. Her and Stewie gonna be a good matchup too, though.
For sure.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, next matchup we got, and it's crazy because, like you said, Stewie is also a co-founder, but that's another story. Next matchup, brother, we got the Rose versus the Laces. And we talked about the Laces. We talked about the Rose extensively. Both of these teams. Angel Reese, point guard, Kayla McBride. Now, this is what I think is going to happen. Me personally, I think the Rose win a very close one, and I'll tell you why. The Laces gonna be coming off a very, very tough and close fought loss against the Lunar Owls the night before, and so yeah, they're gonna try to turn it up against the Rose, but I think they tired. I think they kind of it's like ooh that it's kind of like one of them heavyweight fights. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, kind of like the night before, and now I got to fight again the next night. I think the Rose catch them lacking a little bit. I think the point guard pulls one out. Her Angel Reese. And Kai, they go ahead and get one on tip. I think them ladies is a little tired and need a little rest. So I think that Saturday night, I think they take that L. Close. Like I said, the Rose aren't known to like blow anybody out or anything like that. So it's definitely a closer matchup, but I got the Rose sneaking one out here.
Yeah, that's a good narrative. That's a good storyline you got there, my boy. But I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm going with the Laces. Just the way Caleb McBride and Tip been hooping, bro. Like,
yeah.
And if they get Jackie Young back, like that's gonna be big. And you know what AT gonna do, man. Kate Martin gonna play a role.
For sure.
I think the Laces get it done, man.
Okay. I respect that, brother. I respect it, man. Let's move on to those Monday night matchups. We got the 0-4, and I would think at that point 0-5 missed, going up against the Phantom.
Rematch
of
the sorriest.
Nah, facts. Who's gonna be the sorrier team? I think that Stewie says enough is enough. He says enough is enough.
Y'all losing.
Yeah,
I'm used to this.
Hey, I just won a championship. I'm not about to come out here and catch an L like this. And I'm the co-founder of this doggone league. What the heck? So she gets her MVP bag and really locks it in and tells Sab, hey, listen, I'm sorry it had to be you. Same thing Patrick Mahomes told Josh Allen this past weekend. I'm sorry it had to be you. And goes ahead and gives them crazy buckets. I got the Miss winning their first game of the season against the Phantom.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it back in blood, man. Like I said, they shouldn't have lost this past weekend to them. The Phantom not good, dog. they not good, bro.
Yeah.
I know the Miss got the worst record, but the Phantom not good, bro.
That's real.
I'm with you, man. I think the Miss gonna get it done, man.
Say less, man. Listen to that last matchup on 8:30 on Monday. Lunar Owls and the Vinyl, brother. The Lunar Owls, been dominating. At this point, they'll be 5-0 against the Vinyl, who will have beat the Miss, so they will be 3-3, I believe that case would be for them. So after this matchup, they'll be 3-4 because I got the Lunar Owls beating them again, and the Lunar Owls will be the lone undefeated team leaving this upcoming weekend by the hands of Fee, Skylar Diggins, and Miss Gray. I think they continue their strong nucleus. I don't know if they work so well together. And I don't know if they've all played together before, like on a team that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I think that they continue that dominance and they win this game easily, actually, against the Vinyl.
I think a part of it is just them being vets, them knowing their roles, knowing who has the hot hand.
Yeah.
Now Fee and Courtney Williams, they're on the same team now, but with the Lynx. But other than that, I don't think any of them have played together. Not in the WNBA, I don't think. But I'm with you, man. I just don't know if I can trust the Vinyl. I don't know if I can trust them. Like I said, they dropped 2 in a row last weekend. It might be the same situation this weekend. We gonna see, man. But I'm going with the Lunar Owls. like I said, just a veteran squad.
Yeah.
We talked about it already. The three starters have been hooping. Courtney Williams coming off the bench is very solid.
Yeah.
Um, she gets to her spots, gets others involved, can rebound, plays at a high level. So yeah, I'm going Lunar Owls.
Say less. Say less, brother. And that's, man, the second week of Unrivaled right here. You heard it here first from me and Hundo. Listen, this we talked about this beforehand at the beginning of this podcast series of this Unrivaled League. These women have had the opportunity in this league to show out for teams. A lot of these women are free agents coming into this offseason. Some women have been talking about trades, this and that. And we said this is the perfect breeding ground for all those things to take place. And we were stood corrected. Man, we had some big trades this week. We had some free agency noise come up this week, man. Let's get into that before we end this podcast for tonight, brother. I think the biggest one of the week, as we both have been kind of talking about in the chat with the ladies, as well as just off camera, brother, has been that KP Kelsey Plum, for those of you who do not know, was traded to the LA Sparks in a three-team trade, which also included the Seattle Storm trading Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces, as well as some other players. And I'm not going to leave anybody off. Miss Lee, you're in. And the number 2 overall pick from the Sparks who have been traded to the Seattle Storm. Jewel Lloyd in the 13th pick got traded to the Aces, and KP in the 9th pick got traded to the Sparks. So that was the biggest trade I think of this week here. There was another trade we'll get into here in a second, but man, give me your thoughts on that trade. How do you feel like the new pieces will be able to fit in with their new teams? KP in LA, Jewel in Vegas, and Miss Lee out here now in Seattle. There was a lot going on with Jewel and speculation of, this and that, the rumors of bullying and this and that. KP has been a hard piece and a core piece of the Aces and their championship runs. And so there's a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of friendship, sisterhood there. And so for her now to be traded away, I'm sure that the ladies felt some type of way. But now they got Jewel Lloyd coming in. So tell me, man, Kayla Lloyd, speaking of Ms. Lloyd, man, we were talking about in this chat, man, just about, what our thoughts were. Now I'll give mine and after you give yours in a second. She felt very strongly just about kind of just this whole trade in itself, and how KP was, fitting into the Aces. And she made some very, very, very valid points. It was backed up by facts and scores. And anytime Kayla come into the chat, bro, I'd be like, man, I gotta come correct. I gotta come correct because I know she will come correct every time. As a hooper, and Ms. Lloyd is a hooper. If y'all don't know, she will give you buckets. I promise. She knows what she's talking about, brother. So give me your thoughts, man, on this trade and how everything went down.
Yeah. We knew that the Aces couldn't give KP that long-term deal that she was looking for. Definitely hate to see her go. Like you said, the relationships, the trust, the camaraderie, the locker room, the vibes, all of that. Definitely gonna miss that with KP. She's a dog. She's tough. She's a bucket. Jewel also is a bucket though. She had a bad year last year. She did
for sure.
Not necessarily bad, like a down year. I would say. I wouldn't even say bad. She still averaged 20 points.
That's true. Kayla said, "What does that matter?"
Huh?
Kayla said, "What does that matter?" Hey, we gotta get to the podcast, Kayla. You, Ty, Hannah, Jess, all y'all gotta come on the pod, man. We gotta hear from y'all, ladies. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
She's still one of the best 2 guards in the game.
Yeah.
Arguably the best. But like I said, she had a little bit of a down year shooting percentage wise.
Yeah.
She's known to be a little inefficient with her shot selection. But I think coming to a team like the Aces, where she's clearly going to be at least the second option on that team, behind Asia, but playing alongside the point guard, playing alongside Jackie, I think she has an opportunity to be more efficient. She's definitely not going to be taking the same shots that she was taking. She's not going to be keyed in defensively as like the number 1 threat on the court. And she has better talent around her. So we're going to see what happens and go from there. And then for the Sparks, you get KP. So you look at that. KP is known to be a bucket. They need scoring. They need guard play. So she'll provide that. She's actually going back to play with De'Erica Hamby, who she played with in Vegas. Now Hamby left on, I guess you could say, bad terms with the Aces, but playing alongside somebody that she knows already, it's definitely going to be a plus. And then you have the young guns in Rakia Jackson and Cam Brink also down low that you can play with and play alongside. I think for the Sparks, they definitely need to go out and make some more moves. As we mentioned, they traded away the number 2 pick in this year's draft, this upcoming draft. So they definitely have to go out and get some shooters. They dropped back to the 9th overall pick, so they still have a decent pick. They should be able to sign somebody, pick somebody up there that can help them out, hopefully. But yeah, overall, I like the trade. And then for the Storm, you get Lee, a big from the Sparks. She showed that she can play at a high level.
Yeah.
This past year, rebounding, scoring, getting easy buckets down low, and you get the number 2 overall pick.
True.
So if you're the Storm, you still have NECA, you still have Skylar, and you have the number 2 overall pick now. So you're in a good spot. I know it's a good bit of bigs in this draft.
Yeah.
Kiki, Iriafin, Lauren Betts, if she decides to come out. Both of those could be good options for them with the number 2 overall pick. So we'll see. But I like the trade for both teams. I got to see if KP gonna be. I assume she's probably gonna be the number 1 option with the Sparks. I got to see how that is. I got to see how that is.
Yeah.
Playing with Hamby, like I mentioned, she played with her before.
Yeah.
And then Cam Brink coming in off an injury, and then Rakia Jackson as well. So
sure.
We'll see how that works out. But I'm excited to see how Jewel is. I think, like I said, I think she'll be more efficient, more effective, playing alongside Asia Wilson, playing alongside Chelsea Gray, and playing alongside Jackie Young.
I agree with a lot what you just said, brother. I think that the trade really worked out well for the Sparks and the Aces. If I gotta lose KP, who as Ms. Lloyd has told us at numerous times that she was number 2 options for the past 4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? She was the number 2 option and the number 2 leading scorer on the team. And as much as we kind of talked about her being kind of inefficient, the numbers suggest that she kind of was doing what she needed to do. You feel me? And like you mentioned, I think that a big part of that was kind of just the way that they ran that system. And so, which is why I believe that Jewel Lloyd can come in and really hoop with them. I think that they'll immediately build team chemistry, I think. And I think that she'll be a good piece, man. I think, like I said, the system with Becky Hammond that she's kind of installed with these women really works. And I think it's going to work even better because I think, personally, Jewel's a better shooter than KP. And so I think that this can really work. We got the point guard, like you said, we got Jackie Young. So it doesn't have to be always all on Jewel. And that's how I kind of felt how it was in Seattle with her. It felt like she had to hoop, had to shoot every night, had to put up a great volume of shots. And I don't think that she would have to do that, as you kind of mentioned and alluded to within your analysis. I think that KP still goes to a good situation. I don't think they kind of just shipped her off to BFE. You know what I'm saying? Like, LA still has a good situation. You got Cameron Brink, she got Rakia Jackson. She, like you mentioned, you got De'Erica Hamby. I think they have a good, solid, nucleus there that they're able to kind of build. And then it helps, like I said, that you now have a solid shooter in KP who can come in and kind of just, do what she needs to do, bring her some championship experience, and help the young girls as well. Like I said, Cam Brink would be coming back from an ACL injury. Rakia's young, so she'll need some help. So I think that KP will do a good job when it comes to that for sure overall.
And like you said, just going off of one last thing that you said, you talked about the championship experience for KP.
Yeah.
But I think having a good mix of vets and young players can be good for them too. So you add KP in that locker room with a Hamby, with the Lexi Brown. You just having more vets on that roster to help, lift up the younger players like Rakia, like Cam Brink, and kind of show them the ropes and hopefully one day pass them the torch.
Yeah, that's right, brother. I agree with everything, man. I agree with that for sure. Man, the next trade that we talked about that we had this week was Miss AT. AT and Ty Harris were traded to the Phoenix Sun in exchange for Oh, I'm sorry, the Phoenix Mercury. I'm sure I'm tripping. The Connecticut Sun. The Phoenix Mercury. She played for the Sun. In exchange for Natasha Cloud, Ben Allen, and the 12 overall pick. Um, man, I mean, AT's been a staple as far as I can remember. In Connecticut. So for
Yeah.
her to get traded out to Phoenix, man, as Brittany Griner's leaving, it was interesting to me, to say the least. So, what were your thoughts on that trade, brother?
Like you said, she's been a staple. AT has been a staple in
Yeah,
Connecticut her whole career.
yeah,
She's basically identified as Connecticut Sun.
yeah.
But they lost their coach. The Sun lost their coach.
Mm-hmm.
They lost AT. Coming into the offseason, we knew that team was going to look a little bit different. Dejanay's
Yeah.
a free agent, and also DeWanna Bonner is a free agent who is married to AT. So
I got a feeling of where she's going, but
hey, that might be another domino to fall. They definitely need some more shooters.
mm-hmm.
But like you said, they lost BG too, who also, and we'll talk about this next, but like she was the face of Phoenix, like
Mm-hmm.
she spent her whole career in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm not mad at the trade. I think
Yeah.
losing Natasha Cloud is going to hurt them a little bit because she's so versatile, defensively and offensively. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the facilitating, the rebounding, the versatility that she provides on offense, AT provides the same stuff.
Yeah.
So you're not really missing much of anything. And then with Ty Harris, that's a great point guard situation, whether she's starting
Yeah.
with AT or coming off the bench.
That's true.
I think she's very solid. She can score, she can facilitate, defends. And then you look at it for the Sun, like we said, they were going to be looking different coming into this upcoming season, anyways.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
get a vet in Natasha Cloud, you get a vet in Becca Allen, um, and you get the number 12 overall pick. You can't really be too mad about that. They're
Yeah.
definitely probably going to be in rebuild mode now, so we'll see what other moves they make. But yeah, good pickup for Phoenix for sure.
I
Getting
agree,
a
bro.
candidate in AT.
Yeah. And like you said, I think after BG left, they kind of just not really scrambled. But it's like, okay, who's gonna be the new face for us? Because I mean, BG was kind of that face and that symbol for a while. And so now that she has gone, and we'll get ready to talk about this, but I think they needed somebody else to kind of step into that. And AT plays that enforcer role as good as anybody in the W. So I think she
Hey,
kind of brings that dominance and that kind of just toughness. And as we know, she's a freaking triple double machine. So I think she brings that as well. I think she's also going to wind up bringing her wife with her to Phoenix. Is where Dejanay at? She's still in Connecticut? Or
she
she
a
a free
free
agent?
agent. She a free agent. She's a free
They
agent.
might be able to make some things shake, man, and get her up there too in
Hey,
Phoenix.
they got
So
Kai as well in
exactly,
Phoenix.
they still got Kai. So
Yeah.
they might be trying to build something out there for real on the low. But we just talked about kind of BG, man. It was announced today that BG is going to Atlanta to play with the Dream this upcoming season, man. And we kind of been talking about BG throughout the Unrivaled camp as well as just overall. And how it's going to be interesting to kind of see where she ended up in free agency. I kind of wanted her to go to Vegas, but I think that Atlanta could work for her. I think they can work for her. I think, like I said, they got Ron Howard, so I think she goes in there and just kind of just it's not too much pressure on her. I don't think at this point in her career to kind of do much. So I think she kind of just goes in there and hoops and has some fun, man, and kind of just rides off into the sunset. I don't know how many more years she has left in the tank,
Mhm.
but whatever she gives them, I think that they'll be grateful for it. And I think that she just gets the opportunity to kind of say, just kind of go into a situation where not too much pressure on you to kind of just win. Kind
Right.
of because I mean, Atlanta's not really like a contending team in my personal opinion. So we'll be able to see what happens with this upcoming season. But I think, like I said, that she gives her an opportunity, a fresh start, and just kind of see what happens.
Yeah, and like you said, fresh start. That's pretty much what it is. She mentioned it in her little like announcement video.
Yeah.
Um, but if she can come in and do kind of a similar role as what Tina Charles did for them last year,
Yeah.
Tina Charles was 36 and she was hooping. BG's 34 currently.
Yeah.
Um, and if she can put up similar numbers to what she did last year, she's gonna be the third option. You got Ryan Howard, you got Alicia Gray, playing alongside Jordan Canada as well as the point guard. Like you said, she's not going to be asked to do as much.
Yeah.
But if she can come in and be a defensive presence and dominate like she did the other night in Unrivaled, and just get easy buckets, I think they'll be fine. They have a chance to make the playoffs. They definitely have the roster, the talent on that roster to make the playoffs, to compete and make the playoffs. But they got a new coach too.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what the coaching philosophy is that he brings in and what he's able to do with this roster.
Yeah, that's real, brother. Like I said, I'm excited, man, to kind of get to it. I know we're still in this Unrivaled camp, but I kind of like hearing this free agency news, kind of before the draft, before we kind of get to all that, because to see where the pieces end up before then, man, it's always interesting to see before the season starts. I'm gonna give my plea one more time. I know we got the draft coming up. Women are moving around, man. We need that expansion. We need it again. That's it. I ain't gonna go too hard tonight. Y'all know what my heart is. I'm gonna start tagging y'all for real. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all of it, all of the love, support, the rankings. Ty sent her ranking in. Kate, Miss Lloyd sent her ranking in. Jess and Hannah, you know what I'm saying? They chopping up with us about the W. Shout out Doc. He be chopping up with us about the W. Shout out Colin. You know what I'm saying? We have James. He shot with us about the W. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if y'all tapping in with us, we appreciate y'all. If y'all want to tap in with us, let me know. Hit my line. Be in the comments, bro. We on a variety of social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if we have an X account, but we can create one if need be. We got a Patreon account. You know what I'm saying? If you really want the nitty gritty and want some good articles, man. Obviously, we're here on YouTube with y'all. So please tap in with us. I want to hear your top 6 for real about the Unrivaled. Talk to me about any free agency news that y'all think may happen upcoming and how you feel about the current moves that we discussed this evening. And man, if y'all just want to chop it about the W in general, man, I would love to hear it. We got the draft coming soon. A lot of young women coming out. Tell me where you want to see an expansion team. Just chop it up with me. Talk to me. And I'm gonna talk back. I promise. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all, and we're gonna continue to be back after this week 3 of Unrivaled next week. Be blessed. Peace.